Everyone, hope everything is going well. I hope you had a nice New Year's. We saw Jeff Dunham last night in Rosemont, Illinois. I guess Rosemont is where everything goes down, the sports card convention, the shows, the whole nine yards. But that was a really nice show. Anyways, this year is going to be, in my opinion, a tale of two cities where once again, this is going to be a little more of an economic slash finance video. So if you don't want to watch, don't watch, turn this off. But I will relate it to sports cards and my strategy for this year and 2025. So yeah, a tale of two cities where everything will probably seem to be very strong first half of the year based on cycles that I've been seeing. And for sports cards with higher crypto prices, some of this high-end, mid-end stuff, in my opinion, first half of the year should get a pump up. Now, once again, I've outlined what I've been doing over the past year, and you could check those videos out of what I've done. And I will continue to do TTM whenever I get the chance. And I will still add to some of the collection out there, some of the sports cards for local teams, the Chicago Cubs, Chicago Bears, the whole nine yards. Especially the Chicago Bears, I want to add to the PC and get their autographs via TTM. Already got Eric Kramer. My goal is to get these quarterbacks that played under the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers era. That's my goal. I'm not going to get everything. Rex Grossman, I know, doesn't sign, from my understanding. Now, I'm saying the first half should appear to be stronger than the second half. Second half, I do believe we are in for very tough times economically speaking. Now, some people would be like, oh, this is what the doomsdayers say time after time after time. But here's the finance concept. We have an inverted yield curve. And even from a few years ago, when the yield curve was not inverted, I said 2024 looks on track for a very tough year. And the second half, in my opinion, will look like that. And I don't want to get too much into it, but if the short-term rates, the Fed funds rate, is greater by a large amount than the 10-year yield, you have problems. And Fed funds is what, 5.25%, 10-year yield is what, under 4%. Normally, these interest rates should be upward sloping. They're not, okay? I'm going to talk more about this on my finance concept, but it is relevant to the conversation today. Even though people say don't talk about macroeconomics, this and that, it is important. If we are in a time frame where, in my opinion, where the economy is going to face a lot of hurdles, what's going to happen to the sports cards? Are you going to see a pump up, extreme pump up later half of the year, which I expect, or not later half of next year or this year, but what I'm saying is, do we expect a pump up when everything is coming down? No, that's not going to happen. Look at 2008 and even during COVID March, prices were going down for many cards out there. Now, it was a buying opportunity in 2020, but now where we're at, this is a much different ballgame. They're not going to be handing out stimulus checks to that extent. They're not going to be shutting down the economy. They're not going to be shutting down the games. Whole different story. We were all bored at home, working from home, a lot of us, and using that free money to, speculate. And then it got out of hand in February and March of 2021, and that's when I felt like, hey, look, this is getting way out of hand. You can look at my videos from that time frame. Now, what would be my strategy? Now, we do sell some sports cards, and they will pick up, but they're not going to be high-end cards. You have to remember, even in a down environment, people buy sports cards. I remember watching a sports card radio video where he was talking about the guy from Burbank. The guy from Burbank, he deals in selling low-end cards. A lot of people mock me for, buying cheap cards. I've seen some of these cards that are like $1.50. Some of their artwork is fantastic. I'll show you some of these cards out there in future videos, but regardless, people will still spend money on that. You know, if they see something at a show or on eBay auctions, whatever, or they want to even sell it. Here's the thing. During the downturn, people will still spend $2, $3, 75 cents, $1 because it's not volatile. What's more volatile is a $1,000 card price, which could crash down 90%. There are items that I've had that have gone down 90%. You know, yeah, I made good money during the pandemic. Yeah, there's still some cards right now that I bought during the pandemic graded. If I were to sell it, I would make a crazy amount of profit. But yeah, some cards, not all my cards, went down 90%. So that's volatile. In the stock market terms, that's like high beta. Okay? I want to avoid high beta cards if I'm selling them. And there's many outlets you could find them. You could buy lots on eBay. You could rip open even packs to make sure that, hey, these are legit. And you could start selling those. Or you could go to, ComC, buy portfolios on back in Marketplace. No one uses that. I think that's the best hidden secret out there for those that want to be involved in selling on the low end. And that's going to be my strategy because, okay, yeah, I do expect tough times, economically speaking, later this year and early 2025, based on what I'm seeing on the fundamentals. You can laugh at me all you want. People are going to make comments here and there. You know, people make comments at me all the time. This is nothing new. And 2024, I've always stated this will look like a tough year. And now I'm looking at it, second half probably is going to be a very tough year. I don't care who's the president, right? Irregardless of who wins. We are heading into a storm. This is the calm before the storm. And ultimately, there are opportunities. Just because someone would be like, you're negative, this and that, there are not solutions, but there are ways around this. Now, some people will always, mock the low end. That's why I want to look at the low end. People will still buy Brady raw cards, non-rookies, that is. People will still buy Michael Jordan base cards, right? And there's other items that you could sell as well. The low end is where it is. Now, a lot of people don't like this because, number one, it's a lot of time posting it on eBay. Now, what eBay, I'm not endorsed by eBay or anything like that. I do like it. They have a software on their program where if you just scan the card, it could detect what it is. And then they also have artificial intelligence that could technically write the description. So it saves time. It's not like what it was a couple of years ago. They have improved technology, which has made it faster to post cards. It is a lot of work and time, but during this time frame, during a tough economic time frame, you sell like hundreds and thousands of these cards. In my opinion, it could be a good side hustle. Now, will most people do that? No, because it's too much work. And, they'd rather deal in higher end cards. That's fine. But these cards are not volatile. Higher end cards are volatile. And, I wish everyone the best of luck in whatever strategy they're pursuing. If they're trying to, start a business, side hustle, etc. So it is what it is. This year should be a very tough economic environment. I'm going to do more of a deeper dive on my finance channel because I didn't, get into all of the minutia here. But anyways, I wish you and your family a very nice new year. And just because there will most likely be trouble later in this year, you can make an opportunity out of this. So there's always opportunities. So anyways, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.